Hello everyone, this is Joseph Lucier here for our weekly Tongren session. So for those of you that are not familiar with the process, it's quite bizarre or it's quite unusual, but it's actually not a technology, but a human innate thing which is included for all people, innate skill included in all humans. So let's begin now. And I'm just setting up Instagram for everyone. Instagram Live, one more. And there we go. So let's put in our comments and questions and feedback as well. And I do have some additional information for anybody with bone issues. Why? Because I had a bone issue and I learned a lot. And mostly what I learned is it hurts a lot. So let's begin right now. We're going to do our three-part process. And I'm just getting everybody lined up and wave, Mumashari, and everyone. So I'll sit back a little further so everybody can see me. And I did get some calls from online, from Drew, Esther, and Catherine. But let's begin right now with the three-part process. Blood flow to the brain. Mumashari, great to see you. And make sure we are at the top of our list here. And we are. Endometrial and peritoneal cancer, step 1. I would highly recommend pH adjust alkalizing and actually number 1 is Chief for Healthy Blood. So we will do that as well. But all cancers, everybody that has any cancer, I highly recommend the SEFT that I have on my website. It's the most advanced formula. The company actually, if you kind of follow your progress, they actually guarantee tumor reductions and stuff like that. So, Qi for healthy blood, lymph, and strong immune system. So let's do it. T1, 2, 3. 3 for the lungs and the lymph. T1 for the bones. T1 to T8 for the immune system. Healthy blood also involves the craniosacral fluid from the crystal palace to the tailbone. And hello to Erica and Dorothy. For edema, I would do castor oil packs on the spleen. And I would do castor oil on the legs and digestive area right on the belly button, just below the belly button, castor oil packs. So special points for the bones, which is good for healthy blood, T1 and GB39. Healthy immune system is also the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, and L5. Number 1 to 5. Second 1 to 5. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So we have edema, digestive, and lymph nodes impact. And for Deb, let's read this out for everyone. Issues from TBI, which is traumatic brain injury with associated brain bleed, as well as loose teeth and receding gums. For Ed, confusion and memory loss from lots of concussions. Sorry to hear that. As well as major hearing loss. We'll work on that too. Kim ruptured his eye in a fall, surgically repaired, but is blind in the eye. Lots of headaches, dizziness. So for anyone with something extreme, definitely look up Joe Dispenza to rebuild your eye, believe it or not. And nausea and balance. Okay. And extremely depressed. So let's work on that, as well as edema, digestive, and lymph nodes. Okay. So for TBI and brain issues, 4 blood supplies, including Augustina, if she's here today. Carotid artery, vertebral artery, occipital artery. 3 blood supplies. My mistake. So let's work on all the functional areas. Hypothalamus, pituitary, sensory cortex, motor cortex on the top, and then the inner brain area, GB789 for the limbic system. For loose teeth and receding gums, oil pulling with coconut oil. That would be my recommendation. Oil pulling with sesame oil. So oil and sesame to help with the loose teeth and receding gums. So a primary place for edema, T7 for the spleen, L2 for the kidneys. Hello, Marie. How you doing? Miss you guys. So Marie, are you asking to tap with me for today? Is that what your request is about? So let's really focus on the eyes. So blind, left eye from an injury. So blood flow to the eyes, the facial artery. Nerve flow to the eyes, C3. And also for Catherine for the eyes as well. So you have the swollen legs, Catherine. Last time I think you said that was getting better. It's getting better, worse, the same. And you have a 12-year-old PCP. Okay. Yep, that's a challenge. So for edema, L2. Let's continue with the eyes. C3 for the eyes, the ouch point for the eyes for Catherine and for Erica. And for the lymph nodes, we'll do a complete tune-up, including the digestion for everyone, including Happy Mama. So the eyes. GB13, left side, right side for the memory and lots of concussions, frontal lobe balancing. So we also have lots of headaches. GB20 on the base, the back of the skull. Dizziness, also for Catherine and others. GB17, the medulla. Dizziness and nausea. And GB13 right side for depression. T11, T12 for the microbiome. L4, L5 for the microbiome and depression as well. And let's do some more ouch point for the eyes. And of course the eyes are related to the liver. So T9 right side. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And let's work on Laura next. And for Dorothy as well. So blood flow from the heart to the brain. And for cataracts, I think it's called CAN-C. It is NAC for the eyes. There's a book called The Cataract Cure. You can check that out. Simple eye drops you can use even if you're scheduled for cataract appointments. You can do that. Macular degeneration, work on the eyes directly, and C3 for the eyes. And next we will work with Esther and Drew, but now for Laura. T1, GB13. L3. As well as the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. And for the eyes, T9 liver. And let's make sure we get Laura healthy gut. Yep, T11, T12. L4, L5, gut-brain axis, also good for free mind, but CV4, also for the gut, and GB13 right side. And grounding, liver 3, and kidney 1. And Dorothy a little bit more, C3 for the eyes, macular degeneration, GV17 for the eyes, and the ouch point for the eyes for the cataracts as well. Okay, and grounding liver 3 and kidney 1. And Marie, good digestion. Don't want to mix that. That'll be next. So, blood flow to the brain. And there's Augustina. She's doing great. Got her tests coming up almost any day now, I think. Blood flow to the brain. Command points to the brain, blood flow to the brain. Endometrial and peritoneal cancer, SEACT, pH adjust for the morning, baking soda wraps, possibly look into with your naturopath or doctor, fenbendazole, alkaline diet, plant-based nutrition, all those things which are anti-cancer. Blood flow, nerve flow, all the spine, the endometrial area and peritoneal area, L1 to L5, S1 to S5, and tailbone 1 to 4. L3 for the endometrium. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And let's continue on. Next we have the Georgia tribe. Awesome. And then Augustina. And Magnificent 7. I think that is you, Eric. I was actually going to be calling tomorrow. I got the Symphytum officinale. I got that. Put a tab in a cup of 8 ounces of water. Been drinking a teaspoon throughout the day. And just want to get more clarification on exactly the best way to do that great recommendation you had. So let's work on the Georgia tribe. Helen, Linda, Tess, Cindy, Bruce, Durham, Tim, Steve, and Brian. For everyone, concussion, brain loss. Did you all get a concussion together? Concussion, memory loss, atherosclerosis, middle ear granulomas, chronic fatigue, essential tremors, hypothyroid, arthritic joints, and maybe it's all of those things. Blood flow to the brain. And we will add in a lymph drainage protocol also for you, Erica. Concussion, blood flow to the brain, sky window, vertebral artery, and occipital artery. So Marie, I see a request to join the live. If that is correct, let me know. And grab a doll and hammer and you'll be all set. So for Esther, osteoarthritis, and for the Georgia tribe, atherosclerosis, all the inflammation, T1 to T8. Memory loss, middle ear, chronic fatigue, essential tremors. So that's all brain stuff. Then we'll work our way down to the thyroid area, hypothyroid. TB789 for cranial nerves. Vestibulocochlear nerve for the middle ear granulomas. And for chronic fatigue, hey Tiffany, chronic fatigue, make sure you're getting plenty of food with iron and copper. And eat a lot of kiwis, good stuff. Essential tremors, we work on the substantia nigra part of the brain. You can check on the substantia nigra part of the brain and herbs, which are precursors to dopamine, which can help with the tremors, such as mucuna, M-U-C-U-N-A, pruriens, P-R-U-R-I-E-N-S, otherwise known as velvet beans. Migraines for Esther. TB20, very specific for the migraines. Hope that's going better for you. And let me know on Instagram if you can't hear me anymore. I will have to reset. I got a call came in. So C6, C7, T1, hypothyroid, T1 to T8 for inflammation, including arthritic joints, osteoarthritis, T1 to T8. So for all those arthritic joints, T1 to T8. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Georgia Tribe, you did great. No sound. Hello, Marie. You've been asking to join the video. Is that correct? Nope. Okay, let's why don't you turn that off, and I'll try to get the sound back for you. Okay. Let's get this going. So sorry on Instagram, but let's continue. And we have Tiffany, we have Michelle joining in. And let's work now for Augustina. 3 blood flows to the brain. She's doing great. So occipital, yep, nope. Carotid artery, vertebral artery, and occipital artery for Augustina. GB13 right side, but the brain command points for Augustina and the brain stem command points. Anti-inflammation for Augustina and Michelle. And again, in Tong and Crystal Palace for Augustina. Substantia nigra part of the brain also for essential tremors for Martha. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And hello, Sylvie. Okay, so let's tap for Les and for Tiffany. So blood flow to the brain. Emotions, family moving forward, releasing EMFs. GB13 right side. In Tong area, soul ties. And for less, blood flow to the brain. Command points to the brain. And for moods, GB13 right side. Down to the shoulders for Esther, left arm pain. So lumbar sacral plexus. So one thing that I've been using, I did have an injury. Boom, Curamin. Extra strength pain relief. That might be another option to try. Curamin. Did have some effects for me. Hopefully it'll have effects for you as well. Moods, GB13, right side. T1 for the bones for less. T1 to T8 for less. Yin Tong, third eye for moving forward. Releasing EMFs and soul ties. Moods and emotions, you got brain axis, CV4. And Esther is asking about my pain. It is better, but not gone. Very unusual injury from falling, so watch out. Somebody tripped and sprained a right ankle, so before us as well. Grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay, so did we miss Ferris? Okay, let's work on Ferris now. Okay, so Tiffany, we worked on some of that. Blood flow to the brain. And let's also work some more on the brachial plexus for Esther, left arm. T1 to T8, boom. Now 1, 2, 3 for less. And there's Ferris. Let's work right now on that. The eyes, directly, optic nerve, GV23. And GV17 for the eyes. Any better for your mom, I hope, Ferris? T1 to T8, anti-inflammation, T9 right side for the liver. And let's continue down to the bladder for Esther. S1 to S5, T1 to T4, tailbone 1 to 4. So the question is, Kurdamin, which I have, do you take black pepper with it in any form? It should have it in it. Let's take a look. It's mostly boswellia. So what you can do to make it fun is also the fermented turmeric gummies, which has turmeric, it's fermented, it has black pepper, so you could do those separate. This one doesn't have turmeric, so it doesn't really need the black pepper. So it's primarily a boswellia formulation. Yep, so good to see you, Maria. Let me know how the testing goes. Please say hi to Augustina. And I want nothing but the best for her. And I would like to read this from Happy Mama. Castor oil on feet every night for the last 3 weeks has improved arthritis in toes. You can even do some clay packs as well. Another trick is castor oil on the feet every night, and maybe add some of your favorite essential oils, some specific which are good like poke and others, but hey, even that's perfect. You walk over 10,000 steps a day, so you're thankful for less pain. Good job, Happy Mama. So everybody, Happy Mama, she's doing it. It works if you work it. And we did not forget you, Sylvie Forrest. And here we have Tim. I hope you're doing better, Tim. And we have Angelic Lights on Instagram. Good, thanks. And I guess I should say Angelic Lights or Angelic Light X. And let's see where we are. We're right on track. So they said the tumor is stable, and the doctor said she's doing great. Yep, she'll grow out of that, which is great. It's not causing any problem. It's not growing. It's not impacting anything, which would be in the area of her medulla, which would involve dizziness or vertigo or any of those things. It seems disabled. So, good job. Yay. So let's work on, let's see, Pondering Traveler. And we don't want to miss Sylvie Forrest. Blood flow to the brain. So Tim, you feeling better? Beautiful. That's all I care about. Blood flow to the brain and detox from mold. I would recommend a mold remediation. For mold, mycozil from the globalhealing.com company, or clay foot soaks, clay baths, which will also help with your chemical exposure causing lung and sinus infections for sure. Then in the morning, have lemon water with pH adjust and ceres cognitive dysfunction because that's going to negatively impact all the blood flow and the cells of the brain. Blood flow to the brain. GB13 for cognitive skills. Brain command points. Brainstem command points. And hello, Dorothy. So for angelic light X, neck and shoulders, and Dorothy, more energy. Blood flow, nerve flow to the spine. So ADH is from the hypothalamus. C3 for the lungs. C3 for the sinuses. T3 for the lungs, and T1 to T8 for anti-inflammation, anti-infection. So we've got a few people with a stiff neck, angelic light X, and Tim. So we do the shoulder release point. GB21, classic point. Brings all the energy down. And GB41, that is an upper shoulder release point. So let's work on C3, C4 for the nose for Sylvie. T1 to T8 for swelling. T1 to T8. If I recall correctly, ADH hormone manages thirst, among other things. So neck and shoulders again for Angel Light X. And more energy. Microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. T1 to T8. So let's see, somebody said you can call me Sarah. Okay, Sarah. Instead of Angel Light X, we will call you Sarah. You're welcome very much, Sarah. Everything on the shoulders, if you ever do it in terms of a bodywork perspective, two main areas. The high point of the shoulders. And the upper inside corner of the clavicle. And Michelle, we won't forget you, joint pain, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. That's also good for releasing EMFs. Michelle Bramwell, so GB 19, 20, 21, 22, hot flashes. And menopause, GV20, L3. There is, I think it's black raspberry leaf tea, good for balancing the hormones, a classic herb. A good company is called Jeans Greens. in upstate New York. They have it. They have like blends. So take a look. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Yes, Michelle, happy to help. Yeah, look up. You can even call Gene Screens. Tell them exactly what you're doing. They can even mix special blends. Just give them my name, Joseph Lucier, or they'll just do it anyway. But yep, tell them you want a special blend of the tea to balance all these things out as you're going through all of this. So, Sylvie, we didn't miss you. We still want to work on the sprained ankle and the nose. The ouch point of the nose and C3 for the nose. And I'm going to work on both ankles. Inside, outside, spleen 6, GB 21, GB 31, and grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay, next we have blue sky. Dissolving of a benign fibroma in upper right femur bone. So I would put lots of castor oil on there every night. I would also add frankincense essential oils. So that will help to dissolve. You could put a castor oil pack on the right femur bone to dissolve that benign fibroma and add frankincense, which is anti-tumor, anti-cancer, anti-everything that we don't want. So I would definitely do that. Blood flow to the brain, but we will also work on it. It looks like I'm about to lose Instagram again. Man, I gotta figure that out. That's not good. Definitely do clay packs as well. Clay baths would be good. And then also the bone, heart health for Isaac, and pain. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for the pain. Free the shoulders, GB12. Let's continue to work with Tim for TBI. So that's all the blood flow to the brain. There's a way I can turn off my phone to receive stuff. Let me put in a quick. Doing something real quick because I want to stop this problem for the people on Instagram once and for all. Ooh, yep, there we go. All right. TBI, so blood supply to the brain. Occipital artery, vertebral artery, and common carotid artery. vertigo, GV17, stiff neck, enlarged heart, for sure, castor oil packs behind the heart, on the liver, and the belly. Increase circulation in all these areas. But let's work directly on T5 for you, Tim. And for Heather, TBI for Heather, multiple myeloma for Janet, which is cranial sacral fluid, crystal palace, the tailbone, 1, 2, 3, 4. Glad you're feeling better, Tim. Michelle, you are welcome. Relaxed mind for the entire family. GB13 for Blue Sky. Okay. So next we have Dwayne for bladder cancer. You're welcome to the tribe. Yes, the tribe. Cancer. pH adjust in the morning with lemon. SEAC tea. Infrared light therapy. Mistletoe if you have access from a naturopath. Those are the basics. Biomat, if you can get access to those. Blood flow to the brain. And that was, what specifically? Bladder cancer, okay. Definitely castor oil packs on the lower back. Blood flow to the brain. And the belly, CV4. With frankincense. Blood flow to the brain. So to regenerate left shaft, mid shaft, humerus bone. Yes, I had a fracture on my humerus. So what I'm doing is comfrey poultices, number 1. Number 2, symphytum, I think it is, which is bone knitting homeopathic. So those 2 things will accelerate the knitting of our bones back together. And of course, vitamin K2 and D3. Tons of that. And I would suggest castor oil packs, clay baths, clay foot soaks because of the silicaceous acid, which is a precursor to collagen, which will still also help to build skin and bones. But let's work on it. Radial nerve palsy, I would definitely put Dr. Wheatgrass spray on there maybe 2 or 3 times a week. For the nerve issue on the whole area, that would be good for you. I'm doing that also. So T1 for the bones. T1 to T8 for the atrophy. Massage castor oil with frankincense oil into the muscles. Sky window. Relax me, stress-free, healthy cholesterol, GB13. But do your homework on the cholesterol. It is not always a problem. It's more of a statistic. It can even be high and not be a problem. If you don't have high blood pressure, science has shown that people with higher cholesterol are not any more prone to heart attacks than people without high cholesterol. That's the data. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Anti-inflammation, balancing sugar. The best way to balance sugar is to eat a low-fat diet, high-green diet, eliminate animal foods. T1 to T8, autoimmune conditions. Better digestion and breath through the nose at sleep. Sleep tape is a good option for sleep. Breathing through the nose and better sleep, and it eliminates sleep apnea at night. Awesome, Marie. Thank you. I'm glad that Augustina could hear me. Tell her I say hi. We all love Augustina, and I'm so happy she's doing well. Great. So let's tap for Flavio, 16-year-old son, ADHD. Eliminate sugar, fluoridated water, more hydration, no white bread, gluten-free foods, all the things that cause inflammation. That will help with your ADHD. Yes, ADH is supposed to keep fluids in the body balanced properly. Correct. Extremely dehydrated, even with drinking electrolyte drinks all day. I urinate at least 4 times overnight and numerous times during the day. So let's work on that. We've worked with ADH in I think it's the hypothalamus. So correct me if I'm wrong, Tongren Traveler. ADHD, GB13. Flavio. Great name. So let's think this through, Pondering Travel. It's not a matter of quantity. It's a matter of absorption. Pondering Traveler, do you also have issues with constipation? And C1 and GB13 right side for ADHD. Okay. No constipation, which is great. 2 to 3 bowel movements a day, which is perfect. I'm presuming. So, tips to work on left hand's fingers first. Knuckles contracture. Okay. I would put castor oil. I would massage castor oil into my hands. And 2 to 3 times a week, I would cover with the wheatgrass balm to wake up the nerves, and then continue to stretch them and move them. But I would use castor oil, massaging it into your hands. Yes, that would be my first recommendation to start. So the wheatgrass I've been recommending to people is a wheatgrass concentrate. It's a medicine. It's a medicinal type of wheatgrass from Dr. Wheatgrass. So they're sold all over the planet. But let's work on the brachial plexus and the nerves to the knuckles. So open up the muscles by massage in the neck, then work your way down. T1, T1 to T8, with the ouch point left fingers. Michelle, thank you to you as well. Tim says he's doing better. Instagram broke again, and I just sent a message to a tech expert who may have just answered me. I just was trying to... Okay. Just want to help my Instagram friends. So, how do you apply wheatgrass juice? A good way to do it is to take the poultice, or the pulp rather, and put that as a poultice on a certain area. You can do that. The wheatgrass juice is sold and one more for the toxic mold. Another good thing for the fingers is moxa, Chinese medicine moxa, and acupuncture. So let's do T1 to T8 anti-mold. Mycozil, MYCOZIL from globalhealing.com is a good option. Microbiome detox, so through clay and mycozil to, as you say, it is negatively impacting your ADH functioning. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1 for everyone. But I would put wheatgrass on an area to soak it into the skin. It regenerates nerves, it reroutes nerves. Wheatgrass juice is alone in and of itself is quite amazing. And thank you everyone for joining. And we will wrap it up. And we did include, for Drew, we have gastroparesis, which is, we're going to add some more on that right now, which is the stomach, T9. The ulcers, I recommend aloe vera juice. And we work on the L1, L2 for the kidneys, T9 for the liver. And neuropathy in the stomach, which is definitely the nerves going to the stomach, which would be T9. T7, 8, and 9. And gracias to you, Maria. Keep up the good work, you guys. Keep tapping for her. And grounding. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. Keep in touch. Have a great day.